Hello YouTube, my name is Robert Holloway. In this video I'd like to talk more about the typology or the MBTI as opposed to astrology. Now ever since I've been, I think 12 or 13 years old, I have been studying astrology, and there has been remarks of it being um, denied as a Barnum effect. Okay, I'll give you that. But as a Barnum effect basically states is that everyone can relate to it, and I can see how. I mean, just because you're a Gemini doesn't mean that you don't have Capricorn influence. Me being a Gemini, or solar Gemini, and a Mercury Gemini, I would have to say that just because I have no planets in Sagittarius, in Capricorn, doesn't mean that Capricorn does not affect me. Capricorn is in my 5th house, being a Virgo rising. So Capricorn has some influence in my life. And that's how I am related to the sign of Capricorn. Now, you can't just take astrology and think that just because you're one zodiac sign, that is who you are. Now, according to MBTI, you take this test. Usually it's 100 questions. And based on your answers, you get these 4 type of what they call not cognitive uh, letters. Usually the first ones would be uh, E or I, which means E means extroverted, I means introverted. The second letter would rather be an S, which is sensory, or an N, which is intuitive. The third one is likely to be a T, which is thinker, or an F, which is a feeler. And the last letter would rather be a P, which is perceiving, or a J, which is judging. Now, I took this test more than once in accordance of whole weeks, and I found out that I am an INFJ. Now, I'm also an INTJ because according to their test, I'm only 51% feeler and 49% thinker. Personally, I think I'm a full thinker because I overthink a lot. But that's what they also mentioned too about the INFJ. So I guess I am an INFJ. But the point is, everybody can relate to it. The same can be said about astrology. Now, just because you're not an Aries doesn't mean you don't have Aries tendencies. You may have a strong Mars which rules Aries, which makes you more of an Aries even though you're a Libra or a Pisces. Now, when you do your horoscope, it's kind of tricky because your sun sign is the overall personality thing. It encapsulates your entire personality. Doesn't mean that just because, well, I'm going to use my chart for example. I am a solar Gemini, but I have Venus in Taurus. Now, having Venus in Taurus, when I look up my love life, which Venus represents, love, beauty, and what you value most, I would look up the sign of Taurus. Now, if Taurus is having a problem with, well, let's face it, Taurus have a problem with overeating. If Taurus is going to get sick because they overate something, then I have to be careful of the food that I value most, which Venus represents, which makes me somewhat chubby, even though I have signs that tell me that I'm more likely to be active, like my Gemini sign. Gemini is a very active sun sign. And it's true, I walk faster than most people. Well, that was until I developed neuropathy on my legs. But I was a fast walker and a fast talker. However, because of my Taurus influence, I have Venus, Mars, and Chiron in Taurus. It kind of puts me on the slow track. So basically, whatever your chart is represents your personality. For example, you may be as arrogant as Leo, but if you have, let's say, the moon, which is your domestic side, your emotional side, is in the sign of Aquarius. Well, one, you would be born with a full moon, and two, you would be more humanitarian when it comes to the emotions. Your emotions are based on how others feel, which kind of makes you similar to an INFJ, because an INFJ, their their feelings are more what they call extroverted. You care about what other people feel. Now, I don't have the moon in Leo, but I do have the moon in the 11th house, which makes me somewhat humanitarian when it comes to emotions, and I've always known this since I've been studying astrology. I do care about the people that I'm around. In fact, I care about the environment that I'm around. In fact, I can't enter a room without feeling the vibe of it first. And that's also a quality in the INFJ. Also the INTJ. So I mean, these similarities, they could relate to each other, like the Barnum effect, or it can identify you as a true whatever. So that's all I have to say about the MBTI VS Astrology. Thank you for watching my video. Have a good day, night, morning, or afternoon, whatever time it is. Bye.